where news comes first. This is WECT News.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Frances Weller. Continuing coverage tonight on a double murder trial. Testimony continued today in the trial of Raquel Adams. He's accused of killing 2 people at a home in Wilmington in 2021. WECT's Ariana Bertolotti joins us now live outside the New Hanover County Courthouse. Ariana, prosecutors continued laying out their case today.
That they did, Fran. And today, again, a point of contention was at Raquel Adams' phone records. Again, sifting through the language he allegedly used in these cases. Adams looked uneasy in the court as the state displayed his text messages amongst other phone contents with the jury. A cell phone analyst expert testified about a text message on the defendant's phone saying Adams and another person were going to spit on a casket, seemingly for victim Koredreese Tyson. Prosecutors say Adams also sent an image of a gun to someone just days before the murders of Tyson and Bri-yanna Williams in July of 2021. The records also show Adams also received a text message asking if, quote, he was dead yet. Now, that's a lot to sift through for the jury, but the prosecution feels confident that this could pin Adams to the murders. Reporting live in downtown Wilmington, Ariana Bertolotti, WECT News.